him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack 'em a gob, it's time for the only news that matters. And Metallica's self-titled album, commonly known as the Black Album, has now spent 750 total weeks on the Billboard 200 charts. It is the fourth album in the history to reach this milestone, after Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, which is 990 total weeks, Bob Marley's Legend, which is 843 total weeks, and Journey's Greatest Hits, which is 813 total weeks. So Metallica's at the fourth place, you know. And back in September of 2021, Metallica re-entered the Billboard 200 charts at number 9. It marked the first time in 29 years that the LP had cracked the top 10 following the set's 30-year anniversary reissue on September 10th, 2021. Prior to September 2021, Metallica was last in the top 10 in August of 1992 after spending 4 weeks at number 1. The Black Album is one of the most commercial, successful, and critically acclaimed records of all time. Its 1991 release not only gave Metallica its first number 1 album in no fewer than 10 countries, including a 4-week run at number 1 in the US, its unrelentless series of singles like Enter Sandman, The Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters, Wherever I May Roam, and Sad But True fueled the band's rise to stadium headlining, radio and MTV dominating household name status. The album's reception from the press was similar charged, building over the years from the top 10 of the 1991 Village Voice and Paz and Jop National Critics Poll to become a constant presence in the likes of the Rolling Stones 500 Greatest Albums of All Time. The album's impact and relevance continues to grow, as proven by one of the indisputable facts. The Black Album remains unchallenged as the best-selling album in the history of Nielsen's SoundScan, outselling every release in every genre over the past 33 years. To commemorate the 30th anniversary in 2001, the Grammy-winning 16 times platinum certified Black Album received its definitive re-release via the band's own Blackened Recordings. Metallica's self-titled LP in 2014 became the first album to sell 16 million copies since Nielsen SoundScan started tracking sales in 1991. So Metallica was the first of 4 collaborations with producer Bob Rock, with whom the band clashed throughout the recording of the disc. Metallica performed the Black Album in its entirety at a number of European festivals in 2012. So what do you know, huh? Man, critics and everybody agreed it's a great album. Man, I don't think it's a great album at all. I really don't, but I don't get, so butthurt over it because, it is the quote-unquote sellout album. They sold out and this and that. My God, can you imagine selling out to this much? I mean, Metallica sold out, if they did, I'm not saying they sold out on this album. I know a lot of you think that, and that's cool. Let's have a difference of opinion. I think what Metallica did, they just wanted to do something different, and they've been doing that ever since, really. But man, to sell that much though, that's insane. It's like it sold more than, Michael Jackson Thriller and all that, but from 91 it sold more than Thriller. and Eagles' Greatest Hits and stuff. But even though those sold more copies, I'm just saying, in 91, this album, it changed a lot of stuff. You know, it changed thrash. A lot of thrash bands jumped on the Metallica train, trying to soften their sound a bit. You had Testament with The Ritual. You had Megadeth with, what's that album? Countdown to Extinction. You know, Anthrax did the Sound of White Noise, which they kind of got away from the thrash. Just basically everybody, even Overkill with I Hear Black, which is an awesome album, by the way. But they all changed their sound. Maybe not all changed their sound to sound like the Black Album, but they definitely got away from the hardcore thrash that Metallica was well known for up to this point. So yeah, by the time the Black Album came out and I heard it, I was like, yeah, this ain't doing much for me, man. And it wasn't really because the thrash was gone or this was this and that. It just didn't resonate with me, but I don't know. I guess I wasn't so passionate to call them sellouts and this and that because my love for Metallica was starting to wane during Injustice for All, honestly. You know, I was all swept up on the first 3 Metallica albums. I thought they were godly. And, you know, I never got to see them with Cliff, but then I saw the Monsters of Rock tour before Injustice came out. Then when Injustice came out, I love Blackened. I love the Dyer's Eve, and I love One. But the rest is kind of like whatever to me. It just didn't really resonate that much. So by the time the Black Album came out, I was already a little off the Metallica train. I wasn't expecting, you know, something that was going to blow my mind. And when I heard it, I was like, yeah, whatever. But, you know, at that time, all my friends hated it, calling them sellouts, this and that. And I guess, you know, they are, they're not, they're whatever. But I did continue seeing Metallica because I saw the Black Album tour 3 times. The first time was when they played Miami. It was phenomenal. Great show, great stage set. I thought they were awesome. Then I saw them open for Guns N' Roses in Orlando, and the only reason I went to Orlando to see that show was because Hurricane Andrew hit us hard down here. We had no power, so I went up to Orlando and stayed at a hotel with power and got to see that show. And again, Metallica was awesome. Guns N' Roses was horrible. I left before they were done because Slash went into way too many guitar solos, and it was a long day. It was draining, so I left. And then the last time I saw them on the Black tour was they played Fort Myers. And this was really late in the tour where Jason Newsted shaved his head at the time. And I remember one of the encores was Motor Breath, which is my favorite song off Kill 'Em All. So I was extremely happy. I went to that show. And then I saw them, which I think was the best time I ever saw Metallica, was when they came back and they did a tour for the live album. And on the bill was Candlebox, which was terrible. Suicidal Tendencies, Fight. And at the end of the show, Rob Halford came out and they did Rapid Fire with Metallica. It was awesome. And then after that, I still went to see Metallica on The Load. That terrible album that I don't like at all. Yes, I know there's fans, but I'm not one of them. But I went to the show, and it was god-awful. I mean horrible. That I still feel bad to this day while walking out of that show, and there were 2 little kids in back of me. And one of the little kids told the other kid, what was the band we just saw? Like being sarcastically, and you know, they loved it. And I turned around and I told the little kids, sure the fuck wasn't Metallica. I felt bad because they both looked at me like I was going to kick their ass. I feel really bad about that, but whatever. I didn't go see Metallica after that till the Hardwired tour. And then I saw them. I got lucky because of J-Man getting me a ticket to see the benefit show they did for Johnny Z, where they only played songs off the first 2 albums. And seriously, I don't have to see Metallica anymore after that show, because they're never going to top that show. That was amazing. But there you go, man. I don't give a rat's ass. Metallica sold out, whatever. I'm not that invested in Metallica to even care. And plus, it's very trendy to hate them, so whatever, you know. I really don't like a lot of Metallica. I love Hardwired, and I love the first 3 albums. Basically, that's it, with a couple songs sprinkled here and there. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. And I appreciate you all watching The Only News That Matters. I hope you're subscribed to my channel. If you're not, please subscribe to my channel and ring that little notification bell. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.